Rob Gardner with American Steam Railroad, bringing you your August 2021 2100 restoration update. But first, I'd like to ask you to consider, as you're watching this update, making a contribution of $2.10 per month over the next 18 months. If each of our approximately 6,000 viewers would commit to that, we will have this project completely funded and completed with the locomotive under steam. And now for your restoration update.
One of the main projects we completed was the inspection and refurbishment of the Worthington feedwater heater float mechanism. After disassembling the unit, volunteers tested the float parts, and then our professional contractor did an inspection, finding them all to be in good shape. Our volunteers then cleaned the unit, including the float assembly, piping, and tank. Volunteers then reassembled the unit. Sometimes our projects deal with the supporting infrastructure and equipment. ASR assisted the Midwest Railway Preservation Society in removing debris from and cleaning items in the wheel drop pit, so both organizations will be able to utilize this to drop wheels in the future. This will save time and expense as opposed to doing a locomotive lift for some repairs and inspections. Ultrasound readings continue to be performed by ASR volunteers. The 9 new firebox sleeves have been tack welded into place, with final welding to be performed in the near future.
Well, everybody, we'll be continuing in just a moment with our great progress that we've been making on 2100. But first, I want to remind everybody that we have that Doyle McCormick dinner event with stories you don't want to miss him saying. So please consider buying tickets, as we still have some available. Also, you may want to consider as well joining and becoming a member and receiving that great quarterly newsletter we now have with wonderful Reading T1 stories, especially the experiences of Steve Wickersham, who ran the 2101 for the Freedom Train, as well as the Chessie Steam Special. And don't forget, we have many wonderful items in our store. We hope that you'll be able to do some shopping there as well. And now, back to the update for all the progress we've been making.
Today we're going to show you a little bit about how we go about the process of welding in our steel bolts to the new side sheets that have been installed in the firebox. First off, we insert all the new stay bolts after the machining has been done. They're placed in position, and then we use shims to center the stay bolt in the reamed out hole. As you can see here on this one stay bolt, when it's in the correct position and centered in the hole, the welders will take and tack them in place so that we can install all the stay bolts and get them all prepared for the welding process. After that is done, the welders come back and they'll start the complete weld. They'll put a full fillet around the entire bolt, and in the process of doing that, it develops a tremendous amount of heat. So they don't sequentially come down the row and weld. They will go to one stay bolt, skip a couple, weld another one, skip a couple, weld another one. As you can see here, we're in the process of going through the welding process, and the green heads indicate that those have been completely welded into place and they're finished. Where we don't have the green marks, those bolts are still at the tack stage, and they'll be coming back and welding those up at a later date. After they've been welded all the way around, we get a complete fillet all the way around the stay bolt. We take and we will cut this tail of the stay bolt off. As you see down here, we've got a couple of samples where we'll take a cutting torch and shorten them back up to about a 1/4 inch of the weld off of the side sheet. When we get done with that cutting process, then we'll come down and grind it off, as you see here, and we'll polish them up a little bit so that they will not accumulate carbon and catch cinders that go flying by in the firebox as it's firing the boiler.
Well, thank you for watching our August 2021 video update. I'd like to also thank all of our volunteers, our members, our donors, and the Midwest Railroad Preservation Society, our great and awesome landlords for hosting our project here. I'd also like you to consider donating $2.10 a month for the next 18 months so we can fully fund and complete this restoration. Thanks, and see you next month.